In this video I'm going to show you how to make this congratulations card. The card base is Summer Starfruit and the top piece here is Primrose Petals. I'm going to start by scoring a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch Summer Starfruit in half for the card base. I store my scoring tool in my keyboard drawer. It makes a nice handy spot for it. So I can just pull it out and trim paper and score paper. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, this is called Delicate Details Lace Tape by Stampin'. It comes in rolls and it actually comes with 2 designs. This is in the Occasions Mini, and it's tape, but it's a plastic tape, so it makes a really good mask. So I'm just going to start by sticking this mask down. I'm going to take my Summer Starfruit ink pad and I'm just going to start in the center and kind of move out to the edge and create a mask. I like to start in the center because if I start on the edge, you'll see that the ink is a little bit, the sponge dauber is a little bit too inked up, and so I don't want big streaks of ink on the edge. Another thing you can do is, once you ink up your sponge dauber, just tap it off on a piece of scratch paper so that the ink isn't so abrupt. So now I pretty much have my masking done. So I'll just remove the Delicate Details lace tape. It's very easy to remove. Okay, so we have the masking done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to white emboss a stamp from Love and Laughter stamp set. So I'm going to take my acrylic block. So this is the Love and Laughter stamp set. I'll take my acrylic block and adhere the stamp. And then I'm going to prepare my cardstock by tapping this Embossing Buddy. And basically what this does is it removes any oils or static on your paper so that the embossing powder won't stick to areas you don't want it to stick to. So I'm going to use VersaMark ink. This is a watermark ink. It'll make the embossing powder stick to the image. Then I'm just going to stamp the image. And I'm going to take my white embossing powder I'm going to put a piece of scratch paper down and I'm just going to pour my embossing powder over the stamped image. I like to kind of brush off the powder from all sides. Sometimes it seems like it just the powder gets a little more coverage on the image if you turn it different ways as you're brushing the or pouring the embossing powder off. And then I'm just going to put the embossing powder back in the jar. Now I'm going to take my heat tool so I think it's all melted. Made a nice shiny image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the corner rounder punch and round the corners. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply Dazzling Diamonds Stampin' Glitter over the dress image, and I'm going to do that with two-way glue. It's a two-way glue pen. And I'm just going to put the glue everywhere where I want the glitter to appear. And I want it to appear all over this dress. I want to make sure I get a good coverage. Then I'm going to take my Dazzling Diamonds Stampin' Glitter and pour it over the dress, and it's going to stick to that glue. I'm going to pour it off, kind of bouncing it around, making sure I have good coverage. Okay, so now we have a nice glittery dress. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some lace on the back of the card. This lace is from the Artisan Embellishments Kit, which is in the Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. It also comes with other lace and some other embellishments. It's a very, very cute set. I'm going to do this by turning it over, and I'm going to apply some adhesive runner to the back. I'm also going to apply a little bit of adhesive to the starting edge and the last edge when I finish, just so it doesn't have an abrupt edge. It wouldn't be so bad, but I just like it to have a more soft edge. And what I'm doing is I'm basically making pleats with it. So I'm sticking it down on the paper. I want it to hang down past the bottom edge of the paper. And then apply adhesive to the end. And sometimes what I like to do is, I don't know if you could call this cheating, but I like to use tape on the other side just to make sure that that lace stays down. Because sometimes the adhesive runner isn't as sticky. You can also use sticky strip, which is a very strong adhesive. So now we have our lace trim at the bottom. Now we're ready to do the sentiment. What I do for sentiments is I like to keep all my long thin strips in this jar. It's actually just I think it's Planner's Peanuts jar that I just reused, and I just have it on my desk because I do a lot of sentiments this way. I use it to make tags for the sentiments. And I'm going to use the congratulations stamp in this set. I'm going to stamp this in Baja Breeze. And then I'm just going to make it look like, make the edge look like a banner. Okay. And now I can go ahead and adhere this with my adhesive thinner. It's okay if you cover up the bottom of the dress. That's what I did on my card. Then I'll just cut off the excess on the other side. Okay. Now before I adhere this with Stampin' Dimensionals, I'm going to put this piece of Designer Series paper, otherwise known as DSP. It's from the Patio Party DSP by Stampin' Up. And all I'm going to do is just stick it to the very top of the card here. I'm going to round the corners of my Summer Starfruit cardstock. Now I'm ready to adhere the main focus, the Primrose Petals cardstock. I'm going to adhere it with Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay. And I'm just going to overlap it just a little bit on top of this DSP strip. Sometimes what I do when I'm using Dazzling Diamonds is I'll take this is a fan brush I just got from an art supply store. These fan brushes are really great for just, once your glue dries, just kind of brushing off the excess glitter. So the very last embellishment I want to do is, I'm going to take this punch, it's from the Itty Bitty punch pack, and I'm just going to punch out this little 4-petal, kind of like a 4-petal flower, and this is in Baja Breeze, and I'm going to use my basic pearls, and I'm just going to take the medium-sized pearl and place it right in the middle. These are self-adhesive, so you don't need to use glue. And then I'm just going to fold the petals of this flower up just to make it pop off the card. And then to adhere this to the card, I'm just going to use my Tombow Mono Multi Glue. And I'm going to place it just right about where the waist is on this dress. And there's still a lot of glitter on this, so I will need to use lots of glue. Okay, and there's a card. Thank you for watching.